Great. So welcome back, Ryan, to the GovIT podcast and everyone joining us. I'm Julian, your host, and I have Ryan Heath, my co-host. And Ryan, you've been on a bit of a tech journey recently during our break. Do you want to give us the scoop on that?
Yeah, Julian. I mean, you're right. It's been quite the tech adventure for sure. I had the chance to attend the recent Ciena tech showcase called Vectors. It was a pretty spectacular event, packed with engaging discussions and amazing demos.
Awesome. That sounds like an amazing experience, and I'm sure a pleasure to be around our colleagues at Ciena. They're really great people to work with. So you'll be taking us through the future of enterprise cloud networking, quantum era secure networking, multi-layer network operations, and a few other things. So what's going to be our starting point for this tour?
I think the best place to start is the first session I attended, realizing the next generation of enterprise cloud networking. The session was a deep dive how enterprises can use networking technologies to make the cloud operations even smoother.
So that sounds like a key session. From what you've told me, the focus is on the idea that there needs to be more flexible, dynamic, and scalable network solutions. Is that? Would you say that's what stood out to you the most?
Yeah, absolutely. And the future of cloud networking, kind of promises more flexibility in the automation aspect of it, and enabling federal agencies and especially on the DoD side to adopt rapidly changing mission commands. Is very beneficial. We also kind of discovered or kind of talked through the software-defined networking aspect of it. The cloud revolutionizes how the federal networks can be managed, allowing for more efficient deployment of resources, which was great. A big benefit was the cost effectiveness, kind of leveraging the next gen, SD-WAN and networking technologies that really kind of reduce the capital expenditures and operation expenses that they currently see, especially when you are looking at a very large network that they have to maintain. That's been very hardware centric, very hard to kind of update. Just the budgets for these, nowadays are getting extremely large. So taking that kind of out of the picture,
right,
really kind of helps them use the capital that they can to, move to the cloud and become a lot faster and more secure.
So there are 4 points that we tend to talk about a lot, regardless of what our topic of conversation is. And that's cost effectiveness, which you kind of just touched on, security, scalability, and performance, particularly in security. What do we have to look forward to based on, the event that you went to?
Well, one big point was kind of cloud native technologies are paving the way for the next generation of network services, kind of reducing the overhead and improving the security. The enhanced security that comes with that. Then the next gen cloud networking, can kind of provide the advanced security features, which are really essential, for providing sensitive government data, protecting that data. This, includes microsegmentation, encryption, AI-driven threat detection mechanisms that can kind of help guard, really safeguard the federal networks against cyber threats.
And so you mentioned AI. I mean, that's another topic that we touched on a lot in season 1. Can you provide more details about how AI will be leveraged?
Yeah, so the use of AI and machine learning and network management can help predict and prevent issues before they really impact the mission critical operations. You also have the advancement of the 5G technologies. Federal and DoD customers can really expect data transfers and improved connectivity, supporting the growing needs of the remote operations that they have.
Let's dig a little bit more into security. I mean, that's always one of the most important things that we need to cover. You went to a session titled Protecting Your Business Today and the Quantum Era with Secure Networking. That sounds really interesting, the quantum era. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Quantum era with kind of securing the network using a quantum resistant algorithms is really essential for securing the federal and DoD network side, providing potential quantum computing attacks, which we're really kind of seeing a large increase of with an ever evolving threat landscape. Being proactive threat detection, real time response are critical. So securing networking secure networking now, incorporates AI, machine learning technologies for enhanced cyber threat detection, encryption traffic. Both the network layer and the application layer is a must on the federal and DoD side for all applications. Ciena has the ability to encrypt from layer 0, and utilizing a quantum key generator, they were able to show how to encrypt metro networks that were resistant to quantum computing attacks and capable of supporting 800 plus gigs of data transfer for mission critical applications.
And you also got to look at Ciena's new wave server innovations, which are aimed at modernizing core networks for deployments at scale.
Pretty awesome little box they have there. So it has the ability to scale to 1.6 terabytes of data rate transfer. Has increased higher line rates across even the longer links that they provide. The new pluggable opticals, with increased capacity in their standard and nano formats, so even their small little guys. The low latency wire speed encryption for high secured in-flight data protection, so that kind of zero line protection again. With the coherent optical technologies that they're developing, Waveserver offers superior network performance, even over the long distances, on the submarine side even. Supporting far-fetching federal and DoD operations. So, in that scenario, you can kind of think of really large, bases, camps, in the middle of the desert, style operations. The platform is really built from security features that can add extra layers of protection for those, sensitive data traffic.
So we've touched on scalability and security and cost effectiveness. So what can we look forward to around performance? The final session you mentioned was achieving ultra high speed enterprise data migration to the cloud, which we kind of, talked about a little bit so far, but can you dig in a little bit more and give us some key points?
Yeah. So the data migration at high speeds can, reduce downtime during the transition to the cloud, minimizing the disruption to federal and DoD operations. Rapid data migration capabilities are crucial for disaster recovery, backups, ensuring, quick recovery for, federal services. Efficient cloud data migrations can facilitate the operation of hybrid cloud architectures, which is very important these days. Kind of offering, flexibility, resilience, across the board for all the networks. The ability to move, large volumes of data quickly is beneficial for big data applications, enabling real-time analytics and decision-making. Definitely see this with a lot of the larger organizations within the federal network space that are moving from that, on-prem to the cloud, and all that data that they've had for years and years and years, does take a lot of time and space to move that data. And then just careful planning and management of the data migration are really essential to ensure the data integrity and security during the migration process.
That's always one of our another one of our key points. Planning. I mean, that's where the secret is, right? To making successful ventures of any of these technologies. So as we wrap up, why don't we do some key takeaways from what you saw at Ciena Vectors?
So I was really impressed with Ciena's MCP application, which is their manage, control, and plan. It really amplifies the management aspect now. It increases the features and functionalities, and they look very promising. And would be able to replace a lot of the third-party utilities used today. Smaller form factors across the board with increased capacity. Some of the instances they can double the line rates. And they've been kind of doing this over the last decade. Every few years, they've been able to double their optics. So having pluggable optics with 1 billion gates on a single board, which is really impressive to see. It kind of demonstrates the Ciena R&D capabilities and just being a leader in that space.
And you also, so we talked about wave server, the wave server technology. What other core product developments can we look forward to?
Still increasing the development on the 6500s across the board. Obviously, the wave server, a lot of focus on the MCP product line and their new pluggable optics. And I guess the last takeaway through all this that was impressive, just going through the experience with Ciena here, so they put us all in small groups across different business sectors. Being able to talk through different points of view from other organizations of what they see, how they, what are their concerns, was very nice to kind of have different subject, topics to talk throughout the week. And as a team, we went through all the different events together, all the sessions, and even all the after-hour events together. So it was just nice to have those kind of discussions where you wouldn't typically have on a day-to-day.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting to be able to talk to people who are facing some of the same kinds of challenges, but in different fields. Because we often get stuck in these like siloed, myopic ways of looking at all of our problems, and so we miss a lot of creative solutions that could be out there. So that sounds like it was a really great opportunity.
Absolutely.
So
Great.
Thanks for the insights, Ryan. It's good to be back with you after our long break, and that brings us to the end of another very informative episode and exciting episode of the GovIT podcast. We'd love to know what you guys have to think about, or what you guys have to say about this. So definitely drop some comments below, and We hope you found the episode enlightening. Thanks again, Ryan, for being here with me.
Thank you.
And also like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss another one of our episodes. And we look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Have a great day.